This is a reading from the Book of Wisdom, 6, 12 through 18. Wisdom is radiant and unfading, and she is easily discerned by those who love her, and she is found by those who seek her. She hastens to make herself known to those who desire her. One who rises early to seek her will have no difficulty, for she will be found already seated at the gate. To fix one's thought on her is perfect understanding, and one who is vigilant on her account will soon be free from care, because she goes about seeking those worthy of her, and she graciously appears to them on their paths and meets them in their every thought. The beginning of wisdom is the most sincere desire for instruction, and concern for instruction is love of her, and love of her is the keeping of her laws. This letter is written from my heart and in response to reading and listening to so much material that talks about the return of the divine feminine. And of course that's a positive thing, although it means different things to all of us. My view is another perspective, perhaps. The divine feminine isn't returning. She never left. We are the ones who left her. She didn't leave us. She has always been here. Her image has been here for over 50,000 years. There was never a time she hasn't been here. When you find her again, you will know this. You don't have to look very far. She is right here. You carry her image within you. For healing to enter the sphere of understanding, let us acknowledge where we have been. As a people, we have created this divide. We are a people in great need of remothering. This is ever so clear in our treatment of each other, our precious resources, and our earth. We can point fingers and blame, and for a time we may need to go there to feel this loss truly. Loss of being connected to our true mother and to our earth and all her mothering ways. It's true. Her image has been hidden from us. Her stories have been written out and changed. Access to her has been denied, prevented, and scorned. Bound by fear of death, we turned our hearts away. Many of us promised to return, and that time is here. Her ways have been set on fire, and so have we. We have been warned against entering her groves and singing her songs. We can each find our way back to her. No one now shall prevent you access. No one now shall prevent you access. Her phoenixes have been stirring the ashes. We are finally paying attention to the sparks rising. For her to return to us, we return to her. Our awareness needs to change, then she appears. Her most recent appearance is in a heart near you, yours. Before you take on anyone else's story of her, including this one, just be with her as you are, not as you think she is. Be with her as you are, not as you think she is. If you feel this stirring and her sparks are igniting, then begin to ask her to reveal herself to you. Choose to be in her presence no matter what you think is or isn't happening. She is here. Embody her, but don't assume you are her. Her essence is in us, but that does not make us the mother. A child is not their mother. We are connected to our mother. Through conscious choice to reconnect, your red threads connected to her matrix appear, already intact the whole time. You were already connected to her. Now you know. Returning to her happens in cycles and seasons and according to your intention. To truly know her, for just a time, consider abandoning what you think you know about her. Consider letting go of all this talk of masculine and feminine and the qualities associated with both. He is like this, she is like that. Free our genders from our assumptions. We need new categories for ourselves that have no walled-in, self-derived meanings from ancient and future books on spirituality. We have framed ourselves, and her, and him. When I see her face on a tattoo or the side of a building, in a piece of dime store jewelry or marketed in a priestess training, I know it is all her, all her. She is reappearing herself as we are ready. We always commodify the sacred. That is who we are. She is becoming common. When she is common, she can become everything we know. We have saved her from extinction when we choose to have her part of our everyday mother. What happens if we dissolve the frames? Perhaps the real shape of her content and wisdom will begin to appear on earth through us, willing ones who will no longer accept or participate in a spiritual framework that is only defined by the masculine. We can choose her without needing to make him, capital H or lowercase h, wrong. He didn't do it, we did. And we can stop doing it anytime right within our own spiritual hearts. You don't have to know her names. Mama works just fine. She knows who she is, and you know who you are. Just ask. You will find her there waiting. In this return, there is space for all the anger and frustration and loss, which in time can dissolve into her love, larger than the known universe and everything that is. Her radiance will shine upon your face. Your desire for her instruction will dawn on you. Your life as you knew it will change. If you are a woman who has been without her, you will finally be included. And you will know you have been in the story all along. All of them, from every continent and spiritual path. If you are a man who has been without her, you will finally embrace the truth of our togetherness and remember where you came from. Her womb, your mother's womb. Faith is needed in these days to not only endure but to thrive. A faith that does not include the Divine Mother isn't a story that works. We can see how that has gone. All traditions know her by many names. She isn't returning. We are. I know her by the name Mary. The one who gave birth to the light. When I call her, I call to the Blessed Mother. She answers. She brings comfort. And she calls me to create, to be near her, and to listen for her voice. In that creating, she shares her wisdom with me. And in that wisdom, I find peace. The peace that Christ gave to me, unafraid. And in that peace, I am called to serve. In serving, I am connected to her, to you, to everything. And in being connected, I am made whole. In John 14:27, Christ says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." And in our pursuit of our own returning to a world where the mother, the feminine, is included, as a part of our story, let us not be afraid. We have seen how the world has gone. We have seen what is happening to our planet, to our hearts, to our lives, to our children, to our education, to our oceans, to everything that is in jeopardy. And to think that our allowance of the treatment of human beings in this earth is not connected to how we have disincluded the mother in the story of our lives and in the story of creation itself is in error and has had grave consequences. And many of us are coming forward in our own return to the mother. And in this space and time together, I am inviting you in whatever way is your way, if you have missed this connection, to just ask, to see how different, especially as a woman, to not be disincluded. She's there. She's in the scripture everywhere. She's in every single major spiritual and minor tradition. She's been there. You can find her. And you can find her right inside your heart. As a Christian woman and an Orthodox, I get the gift, although still very steeped in a patriarchal construct, I get the privilege of being in a sanctuary where the mother is honored, where the mother and her child hold the red thread and sit in the center of the temple. I go there without anger and bashing of the masculine, because right now I know what I need is to focus on her and her life-giving and the keeping of her laws and the receiving of the wisdom that she has to bring for me in my own path. You have your path, and I'm simply here as a voice in the wilderness, inviting you to consider returning yourself to the Divine Mother.